P and Carleton.
Thank you very much, Speaker. My question as well is to the Premier. Over the weekend, you touted a line called "What Leadership Is." Now, I can tell you what it isn't. It's 2 OPP investigations into your government. It's losing 330,000 manufacturing jobs. It is using $1 billion of taxpayer money to save 5 Liberal seats. It's breaking international law, and it's withholding information from the electorate on the $4.5 billion hole in their budget. So they've demonstrated what leadership is not. I can tell you what leadership is. It is testing your policies and your record with the electorate.
Order.
So we ask on this side of the House, will you do that? Will you finally table a budget, and will you put it to a vote not only in this Assembly but also with the electorate?
Thank you. Premier.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and I thank the member opposite for the question. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about some of the things that have happened over the previous few years. We've got, when we came into office, 68% of students in this province were graduating from high school. Now 83% of students are graduating from high school, Mr. Speaker. When we came into office, the energy system was in disarray, Mr. Speaker. We have invested in transmission. We have a stable energy grid, Mr. Speaker. We have generation of clean, renewable energy in this province, Mr. Speaker. When we came into office, there was no measurement of wait times in the healthcare system, Mr. Speaker. We led the way in measuring wait times, and those wait times that we have measured have come down, Mr. Speaker. From my perspective, those are all impacts on the lives of people in this province that will have a huge difference. And that's what leadership is, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Supplementary.
This is a Premier who's led the way on a few things, innovation, for example, in scandals. And the Premier knows full well that this recent scandal with her budget is actually the gas plants 2.0. I'm going to run down the formula. It's actually something we can now count on with this government. First, it's a desperation by a government that is about to lose everything. Second, you're going to find documents from bureaucrats cautioning them against the Liberals' preferred course of action. Third is that they develop spin lines and media diversions to manipulate the media and the
Minister of Energy, come to order.
Like accountability bills to throw us all off. Fourth, we go back to those documents put forward by the bureaucrats and we find that they either redact them or they destroy them. And 5, when all else fails, they try to shut down debate by either prorogation or trying to censor a member who has exposed them for what they are. So that's not leadership. The government has an opportunity. The Premier has an opportunity. Show some leadership. Demonstrate with a budget. Table it here.
Be seated, please. Be seated, please. Thank you. Premier.
Very much, Mr. Speaker. Well, we actually will table the budget here. We will not go to Magna or anywhere else, Mr. Speaker. We will table the budget here. And I look forward to the member opposite reading that budget. And let me just outline, Mr. Speaker, the kinds of things that we are going to be focusing on in order to grow the economy, because I really think that is critical at this juncture, Mr. Speaker. We are going to invest in infrastructure. And unlike the party opposite, we believe that having a plan to invest in roads and bridges and in transit, Mr. Speaker, that's very important to growth of the economy. We're going to be investing in skills and training because we know that businesses come here and businesses tell us over and over again that the educated workforce is a huge benefit to business in this province, and it draws them here. We're going to continue to invest in a youth strategy. 30,000 young people getting placements already. More than 9,000 young people have an opportunity.
Thank you.
That's the kind of work we're going to be doing.
Thank you. Final supplementary.
Well, sadly, 330,000 manufacturing jobs have left the province under your watch. We have the highest industrial hydro rates in North America. People are leaving to Quebec, to Manitoba, to New York to actually set up shop rather than stay here in the great province of Ontario. In fact, if you look at the confidence of that plan, she has lost 7 MPPs as of today from her government. Speaker, I believe for a new Premier, that is actually unprecedented. So I just ask the Premier, she will have a day of reckoning whether she wants it or not. At some point in time, there will be an ability for the opposition and the public to look at her books, either when she's out of power or before then. And on that day, they will know, the Ontarians will know, the true cost of her premiership, and we will know why so many MPPs in her own party do not have confidence in her and have decided either to leave now or leave later. She's desperately clinging to power. She has a choice. Table the budget now. Let Ontarians know what's in it and where that 4.5
you. Be seated, please. Thank you. Premier.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. And I just want to say I have the best team in the province, Mr. Speaker. And I am so proud of the people that I work with. And I am so proud of the people who have done their service and are moving on to other things. The best team. So, Mr. Speaker, we, as the member opposite knows, we passed the legislation that would open the books before an election, Mr. Speaker. We're the government that brought that in, Mr. Speaker. We brought that legislation in because of what had happened under the previous government, where there had been a $5.6 billion deficit hidden. We brought in legislation that requires government to open the books. We will do that, and we have been doing that, Mr. Speaker. And I just want to say that the investments that we are going to make, the balance that we are going to strike between fiscal responsibility and investment is critical. Roger Martin said closing the prosperity gap cannot be done without making meaningful and targeted investments in productivity, enhancing resources and tools. We are going to take that advice, Mr. Speaker.
New question, the Leader of the Third Party.